It was one of those magical evenings when the clear, starry sky seemed to want to join in the party. The prestigious royal palace in the heart of the city was lit up for an event that promised to be extraordinary. Before continuing, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our stories. Lorenzo, a successful energy magnate, had organized a sumptuous gala evening to celebrate the recognition his company had just received, being awarded as the most innovative in Europe. For Lorenzo, this recognition was the culmination of years of hard work and sacrifice, and he wanted to share his success with those he considered most important in his life. The main hall of the palace was decorated with rare and expensive flowers, while the gold of the decorative details shone under the light of the crystal chandeliers. The guests, dressed in clothes by the greatest designers, moved elegantly between the carefully decorated tables, while the sound of live classical music mingled with the chatter of the guests. Lorenzo, tall and handsome, wearing an impeccable dark tuxedo, moved confidently among the guests, exchanging greetings and thanks. His face was lit up with a smile of satisfaction, knowing that this night was the celebration of a lifetime of success. The guests included prominent figures, celebrities, and colleagues in the industry, but also some lesser-known faces. Lorenzo, who usually preferred more intimate parties, had decided to include in the guest list also people who were lesser known, but who had played a significant role in his life path. Among them, there was Anna, a woman he had met almost by chance, but who in recent months had become very important to him. Although he had invited her personally, Lorenzo was not sure she would accept, but he hoped to see her in the crowd. As the evening wore on, the atmosphere became more and more lively, and the room filled with laughter and animated conversation. Each new arrival seemed to add a spark of elegance to the party. But when Anna finally made her entrance, her arrival did not arouse the same enthusiasm. She was wearing a simple dress, far from the sumptuous and glittering dresses that the other women wore. Her presence, at first, went unnoticed, but soon the gazes began to rest on her, not with admiration, but with a sort of curiosity mixed with disapproval. Murmurs began to spread among the guests. Who is that woman? Why is she dressed like that? Some wondered, while others chuckled. Anna, with her calm demeanor and simplicity, did not seem to belong to that world of luxury and ostentation. While Lorenzo continued to converse with his guests, still unaware of what was happening, Anna moved around the hall observing the details of the decoration, apparently oblivious to the inquisitive glances that followed her. But the situation took an unpleasant turn when a group of guests decided to confront her. Georgia, a woman known for her prickly nature and high society status, approached Anna with a smile that exuded false politeness. "Excuse me," she said, her tone leaving no room for doubt. "I don't think I've seen you at these events before. Are you sure you're in the right place?" The seemingly innocent question was actually a veiled attack, and the laughter of the other members of the group made it clear. Anna, with great composure, replied, "Yes, I'm sure. I was invited." Her response, though calm, seemed to further irritate the group. Are you enjoying this story? Before you see how it ends, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Federico, an arrogant and haughty businessman, added, "You were invited? Maybe there was a mistake, it happens. Not everyone knows how to dress for these events." The laughter was now openly cruel, fueled by the presumption of superiority of those present. Meanwhile, Lorenzo, finally aware of the unusual gathering in a corner of the room, made his way through the guests to understand what was happening. When he arrived, he found Anna at the center of that circle of malice and mockery. His heart sank seeing the woman he cared so much for, humiliated in that way. Without wasting a moment, Lorenzo approached and stood next to her, his presence enough to silence the group. Georgia, who until a moment before had been so sure of herself, now tried to justify herself. "Lorenzo, we were just joking. We didn't know she was someone you know." Lorenzo stared at her intently and in a firm voice said, "Anna is not just an acquaintance of mine. She is the most important person in my life right now, and you have treated her as if she were less than you just because of her appearance." His tone was sharp, and his words left everyone breathless. No one would have expected that Lorenzo, so accustomed to luxury and pomp, could have a relationship with a woman like Anna. "Anna is much more than what you see," Lorenzo continued. "After my wife died, I didn't think I would ever find happiness again. But Anna brought light back into my life, not with jewels or parties, but with her simplicity and her unconditional love." The faces of the guests, which until a few moments before had been full of superiority, now reflected embarrassment and shame. The evening, which was supposed to be a celebration of success, turned into a moment of reflection. Lorenzo took Anna's hand and, without another word, led her out of the room, leaving behind a group of people who, for the first time, found themselves having to face their own superficiality. In the days that followed, news of what had happened spread rapidly in social circles. Many wondered how Lorenzo, a man so respected and admired, could choose such a simple woman as a companion. But Lorenzo did not let himself be influenced by the gossip and continued his life at Anna's side, certain that their happiness was more important than any external judgment. A few weeks later, Lorenzo organized a small gathering, this time for just a few close friends and trusted associates. Anna was at his side, more relaxed, knowing she was among people who respected her. The guests behaved differently than at the previous party. There were no more judgmental looks, but rather sincere smiles and gestures of friendship. Lorenzo took the floor and said, "Friends, thank you for being here. This evening is very special to me because it marks a new beginning. Anna came into my life when I thought I could no longer find happiness. She is not here for what I have, but for who I really am. This made me understand what is truly important in life." The guests listened in silence, deeply touched by his words. When Lorenzo finished, thunderous applause filled the room. Anna, moved, hugged Lorenzo, knowing that she could finally walk beside him without fear of other people's judgments. From that day on, the couple continued to build their life together, proving that true love is not measured by money or appearance, but by sincerity and mutual respect. And you, what would you have done in Anna's place? Would you have left? Write it in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video till the end, and see you next time.